One of the great things about living near Pátzcuaro is that the city of Morelia is only about an hour away. It has everything you could want in a modern city: shopping, medical, cultural events. But today I'm going for the walking tour of the historic centro. I'm excited because I'm on my way to Morelia, and I've been meaning to do this for months. Of course, I've been to Morelia several times since I've been living in 𝐕𝐢𝐻𝐿, but I've been meaning to take the historic walking tour of the downtown Centro Histórico. Tope. I finally made the appointment for the tour and I'm headed there now. I love the different vibes of different Mexican cities with their colonial architecture and just, what they have going on. And it's also a university town, so I can't wait to check it out. Morelia is a romantic city named after the War of Independence hero Morelos. With its cobblestone streets, pink cathedral, and historic aqueduct, there are many beautiful walks to take here. I've heard that it is the most Spanish-looking of Mexico's cities. Morelia was voted one of the most beautiful cities in North America by National Geographic. It's about 3.5 hours from Mexico City, and it's the capital of 𝐕𝐢𝐻𝐿 and home to about 900,000 people. I met up with my English-speaking guide Rodrigo and a group of others for the 3-hour walking tour of the historic centro. I think that's my guide over there. I won't put you through the whole historical tour, but it was very good, and Rodrigo has a lot of knowledge about Morelia and its history. It's where he was born and raised. I'm a sucker for colonial architecture, and Morelia earned its UNESCO World Heritage status in 1991 for its exceptional preservation of Spanish colonial urban planning and architecture. So if you like colonial cities like I do, Morelia is a treasure trove of beauty. Morelia has many cultural events throughout the year, including an international film festival in October that brings in people from around the world. It's also known for its celebration of Day of the Dead. There are food festivals, music festivals, and the Festival of Lights. There are also many art and history museums here, and most are free. Right next to the glorious cathedral is Plaza de Armas, the main square in Morelia and the heart of the city. All around the plaza are cafes and restaurants that come alive in the evenings with soft lighting, live music, and Morelianos enjoying the ambiance. Many of the restaurants and cafes in the historic center have outdoor seating with charming and beautiful views, often accompanied by traditional guitar or mariachi music. The Jardín de las Rosas is one of the prettiest spots in Morelia, away from the hustle and bustle of the main street. With pretty flowers, fountains, and much less traffic, it's a great place to relax. There are several restaurants there with outdoor tables and the biggest bougainvillea I've ever seen, soft pink petals floating everywhere. The stunning cathedral was completed in 1774 after 84 years of construction. Its 2 bell towers are 230 feet high and can be seen from far away. Rodrigo explained how the Catholic diocese got more humble and restrained as time went on and remodeled the inside to be more simple and pious. I thought it was one of the most beautiful churches I've seen. One of the highlights is the huge organ with 4,600 flutes, the second biggest organ in Mexico. Every Sunday, starting at 8 in the morning, Morelia shuts down a beautiful 2K stretch of roadway that slices right through the historic center, and it becomes off-limits for cars. Instead, there's rollerbladers, skateboarders, joggers, and dog walkers, all out for a morning of fun without vehicular traffic. I could go on and on about the fine qualities of Morelia and what there is to see and do there. I've barely scratched the surface. But if you're thinking of coming to this city, I know there are other things on your mind. The cost of living here seems to be notably less than in popular cities like San Miguel de Allende or Puerto Vallarta. Furnished one-bedroom houses and apartments range from $400 to $900 per month. Eating out is very reasonable too. Like where I'm living near Pátzcuaro, the weather here is very mild, winter and summer, and your electric bill won't be much as you'll rarely need heating or air conditioning. Morelia's 6,300-foot elevation keeps the climate spring-like year-round. There is a small expat group here in the city, but I haven't met them yet. But the lack of a lot of English-speaking tourists and residents here is an asset that many of us like. The immigrants from the US and Canada are spread out into the city. There is no expat enclave here, I don't think. The main concern many people have once they see what a nice city this is the issue of safety and crime here. The state of Michoacan is on the US State Department's Do Not Travel list. The city of Morelia does have crime, though, both violent and property crime. There is a significant portion of the population living in poverty here. I've been living in Michoacan for about 5 months now, and though I've had no problems, that doesn't mean there are no risks. The fact is there have been 16 murders in Morelia just so far in January. I'm not that good at math, so I asked AI what are the probabilities of becoming a victim here if there are about 1 million people here and there are 16 murders each month. Of course, there probably won't be 16 killings per month, and I'd say if you're not hanging around with bad people or doing foolish things, your chances are much, much better. But many people don't want to be even around such violence and crime, and I don't know if there's a reason to hope the future will improve. Foreign tourists or new residents considering visiting Mexico need to understand the risks arising from security problems and organized crime activity in Michoacan. I'm sorry to be so blunt with the numbers, and as you can see, safety is relative between areas in Mexico. While many foreigners in Mexico feel safe in their daily lives, as I do, it's important to recognize that crime often impacts Mexican citizens more directly, with some families and communities facing significant challenges. Ultimately, how you assess the risk depends on your comfort level and awareness. Staying informed and taking precautions can go a long way in helping you balance enjoying life here with making thoughtful decisions. The city has areas that are deeply peaceful and welcoming, but it also has regions where caution is advised. That being said, many expats and locals alike find Morelia to be a wonderful place to live, particularly when they take the time to learn about the city, connect with the community, and make thoughtful decisions about where to live and when to go out. One of the most remarkable things about living in Mexico is the warmth and generosity of its people. In fact, as we wrapped up our tour, a woman walking by approached our group. At first I thought Rodrigo knew her, but it turned out she didn't know any of us. She'd overheard him sharing stories about the place and realized we were visitors. With a warm smile, she simply wanted to say, "You are welcome here, and thank you for coming despite the noticias." Moments like this highlight the spirit of community and resilience that remains a constant in Mexico, even as governments and policies fluctuate. It's a reminder of the kindness that thrives here, even amid challenges. I like living outside cities and going in now and then to visit them, but if I was a city dweller, I'd find Morelia very hard to resist. So I had a really nice time with Rodrigo on the tour of Centro in Morelia. And if you'd like to have his number, he's a great tour guide. I'll put it in the notes below this video.